Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. So here I came up with Fusion 360 sheet metals example number 3, that is enclosure design. Okay, so here we'll take this part into account and we'll try to utilize the sheet metal features inside the Fusion 360. Yeah, so we'll start designing the same model as you could see at your right corner. I'll add the rough sketch with the dimensions. I had referred the top plane for this, so I'll enter the values directly instead of drawing the rough sketch here. So it's 100 and this is also 120. Then you can just take this value as 50. It will automatically snap the locations, like if you enter the value it will be locked to that particular location. You don't need to worry about the placement of the dimension, so we don't need to hit enter. So you just need to enter the value, just keep it for a fraction of a second and the dimension will be locked and you can drag it out. So now angle between these two is 135 and now this line is moving, so I'll define the relation, that is collinear. Okay, so I'll directly switch to the sheet metal tab and I'll use the sheet metal feature flange, and here you could see the aluminum I had taken into account. So by default the thickness will be considered according to the standards. Later on we can customize it. Now I need to draw the edge flanges, so at these all the edges, so I'll try to select all the edges in one shot and I'll use the same flange feature to extrude it. So this is quite advanced, right? So the height is 30. Now I need one more flange, the quite complex one at this particular edge. So to create this I'll use the same thing, I'll drag it up to a certain location, 30, and now I need to sketch on this particular face. So what I'll do is I'll go to the inspect and I'll use the section view to just refer this face, because if I use the same face, this particular the front portion will like try to create the issue. So I'll use the section view for now. On this face I'll draw the cuts. So here at my right corner I need the circular cutout. So before that I'll just use the project tool and I'll project this rectangle. So now these edges are references. So from this I'll try to draw the circle. The dimension you can pick it 20, and now this corner I'll activate the line tool and I'll draw it like this. And for dimensions from this to this I'll take it 10, and even here both side equal dimension I'll consider. So now this portion I need to remove from this particular flange, edge flange. So I'll use the shortcut E and I'll just extrude this outside to remove the material. Okay, now you can just delete this section view, or you can hide it. Later on you can delete the same thing. So now I'll create the edge flange on this portion. So by default it is material inside. If you want you can use offset or adjacent or different options. Like I don't want the sharp corners at the laser cutting process, so to avoid that I'll be adding the corner treatments. So yep, so this is done here. Next thing, I need the slot at the center, as you could see, which we have created here. So first I'll just extend this portion up to a certain distance. It is same thing as we have drawn the all the edge flange up to 30. You can just do the same thing. Now you could see this is fine. Yeah, so now on this face I'll create the slot cut first. I'll just sketch on this face. Simply right click and select the create sketch. I'll use the slot directly to save the time. So you can use the center slot and you can snap the center, or if you want place somewhere, you can just select that location and you can define the dimensions later on. So from here to here, I'll define it as 35 and the thickness is around 12. So distance from this to this edge, I'll consider it as 60. Yep, so I'll use E key shortcut to remove the material. Now on this, I need to create the edge flange, but this time I don't want it full. So you can use this drop down and you can use the two sides so that you can simply adjust the flange size. So I'll just reduce it from this side and this side. If you want, you can even use the numerical inputs. So you can even add the values from that side, the gap, and even this side it is 8. I'll consider it's 15 from this side. Okay, now can use this. I'll take it again default 30. This is how I can create it. So I'll do the same thing here. Just select the edge, use the flange, or else you can right click and use the shortcut up to 30. And now I'll use the same two side option. So you can even use the symmetry in this case because both sides I need the 10 mm here. Just rotate the model, and here also adjust the same thing. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And now, so I need the closing flanges on all the sheet metal top edges. So for that, what I'll do is I'll select all the edges by holding the control. These all I need for the reference. Okay, now I'll use the edge flange. I'll drag it inside up to a certain distance. Let's say I'll take it as 12. If you want, you can even increase it. And now for these two, I'll do the same thing. This is a shortcut. Simply right click and select the repeat flange or edge flange. Here I'll simply increase the length to 20 so that I can add the fillets at these locations, the corners. Yeah, so right click and use the fillet. Here I'll assign it as 10. This is fine. Now as you could see at the corner, I need the cutout. So what I'll do is I'll use this rollback bar up to a certain location. So these features you can roll back, and wherever you want you can create the features so that your entire design won't be disturbed. Now here I need the cutouts to be placed. So I'll use this. I'll create the sketch on it. I'll create a rectangle here. So dimensions I'll add it. So I'll consider this dimension as 5 and the edge length I'll take it around 20 will be fine. Yeah, so from this to this 3.5, and finally from this to this edge I'll consider 10. Okay, now once you create these things you can use the pattern. So you can use this create and the linear pattern. So now here I'm using the rectangle pattern. So you can simply drag it and you can define the number of instances 10 and the value 75 to 75 equally distributed. Okay, and now I need to create the cutout for these sketches which I had created. So I'll use the again shortcut key E and I'll select all the contours, that is regions we can say. So these all the regions I need to select and remove the metal out of it. Simply drag it towards the negative direction, simply use cut. Can again roll back to the particular location. Now here I need the holes to be placed. I'll simply add the holes of diameter 8 on these locations. Okay, so once this is done, E shortcut and just select the contours. And simply drag it towards downwards. You can even use the same like through all or not through all. A certain distance you can define as per the sheet metal thickness and you can remove it, but this is the shortcut to deal with these things. So now you can apply the appearance for the same thing. I'd like to go ahead with the yellow. So this looks quite good. Now when it comes to the sheet metal rules, so this thickness is aluminum is like it is quite thicker and the bend radius is more. I would like to change it, so you can use this new rule option, and here I'll enter the values, the thickness 1 and the K factor 4, and remaining like the rips and all 0.5, and the relief type you can take it as square or round will be the fine one here. Okay, and so like this you can set your default settings. Once you're done with this, you can select the same setting and close it. Okay, so this is how it got replaced. You can use the switch rule, and from here by default it is aluminum. So right now I had created this one, so aluminum 1. So you could see the thickness now, and it will change it according to the thickness which we have provided, 1 mm. Can you see this? Now if you want to use this particular aluminum 1 to default, like if you want to use it every time, simply right click on it, use copy to library. So it will be here. You can simply right click on it and use set up default. So now from next time onwards it will be default. You can use it for all the models as well, so you don't need to worry about it. Yep, so this is a quite simple model. I hope you understood the sheet metal features inside the Fusion 360. It's quite easy to go through these all the things. Okay, that's all about this. Thank you. Stay tuned. Bye everyone.